Hi guys, it's Jason here with another Humpy report. And today on this Saturday afternoon, we are going to be recapping the 13th ranked Oregon Ducks defeating the Colorado Buffaloes and pretty in convincing fashion. Oregon moves to 4-1 on the year. Colorado goes 3-3 on the year and 1-2 in the conference. Oregon is 3-0 in the conference, first time since 2013. And Oregon pretty much dominated this game throughout. They were up 7-0. Colorado adds a field goal in the first quarter, made it a 7-3 ball game. Oregon adds 17 points in the third. It was a 17-3 ball game. Colorado was about to get at least 3 points, but they went for it on the fourth down, and no, it was a third down play, and Oregon intercepted the ball, and they took that interception, drove it down the field, made it a 24-3 game at halftime, and just the wheels came off from there. Steven Montez, a career high, 4 interceptions on the day, and really just didn't look comfortable. He made some good plays, but at the end, Oregon gets a 43-3 victory, and it's on to Washington after this. But let's recap the day. Like I said, Montez, 4 interceptions, a lot different day than he had as a freshman at Austin Stadium, which he had 300 total all-purpose yards, if not 400. He got the victory that day, but didn't get the victory. Sonal 4 catches, 70 yards, and the running back Boffaloes 15 carries, 71 yards, and Colorado just four giveaways. I believe Oregon scored on all 4 turnovers that made it a 28 points off turnovers, or might have been a 21, but nevertheless, Oregon defense once again comes to play, and it's been 5 opponents that's been held under 10 points, and that's looking very good at this point. My analysts as watching Oregon and whatnot, if you don't think this Oregon defense is for real, you better hop on the train, because this Oregon defense looks very, very good, looks very elite, and whatnot. The only one question that I have is, when the defense is not playing to the best, can the offense help them out and carry the day? I'm still a little suspect on that, but this game does not come without some injuries. On the defensive side, Javon Harden and Troy Dye left the game with some injuries. The word of the press conference from Cristobal, there should be minor injuries, but they should, hopefully they're okay for the game for Washington. Oregon's 2 best defenders, best linebacker and best safety, of course. Offensive side, Jacob Whedon, no word yet, but I believe that he has had an ACL, just how he fell and how he looked on the sideline. If that's the case, that's a very sad injury. He is a senior. If that's the case, looks like his Oregon Duck playing the career comes to an end. Justin Herbert was 18 out of 32, 261, 2 touchdowns, and a QBR of 64.9. So you could round it up to 65. Wasn't his best day, wasn't his worst day. CJ Vidal, 14 carries, 171, had that big 70-yard not touchdown run, but big 70-yard rush that got him to the 171 mark. CB Electable, 13 carries, 47 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's what we call a fantasy football day. If you had them in fantasy, 3 short touchdowns makes it a big day. Michael Pittman, 3 catches, 57 yards. Jaden Red, 4 catches, 75 yards. He also didn't score, so that would make it a 5 straight touchdowns that he has scored. Oregon's defense doesn't look pretty when you look at doing the yards. They did give up 299, 168 on the ground, 4.3 rushing. But the concern for me, 10 penalties, 118, a lot of pass interference calls on Oregon, a lot of late hits. You could say, oh yeah, they were questionable and whatnot. Some of them was, but some of the pass interference was legit and whatnot. That has to be cleaned up, especially when you go on the road to Seattle. One of probably the toughest places to play in besides Austin Stadium. I've been saying that forever. Austin Stadium is one of the toughest places to play at in the nation, in my opinion. There's a reason that Cristobal's 10-1. It should be 11-0 at home. We all know that one loss to Stanford. Let's talk about what's ahead for these teams. For Colorado, they're at a crossroads in the season. They started 3-1. Now they're 3-3. 1-2 in the conference. They started 5-0 last year, and they lost 7 of the last 7 ball games to miss a bowl. They got Washington State last week at Pullman. Very sneaky place to play at, but Washington State has shown that secondary could be touched. So hopefully Colorado's offense could get back on schedule. Let's face it, Colorado won't face a defense like Oregon in the future, probably not till Utah and whatnot. So, because Oregon, by far, their defense is by far the best in the conference. I don't think at this point you could really question it. Holding 5 straight opponents to under 10 points is very impressive and whatnot. And the Colorado Washington State game 4:30 next week on no TV has been announced. But for Oregon, it's Washington week. Is Fusky's hate week. And for me, every week is Washington hate week because I really can't stand Washington. My hate for Washington has come a long ways. 07, they were winless or whatnot. Not a very good team, and they danced it on the field like 45 minutes after the ball game, and ever since I can't stand Washington, no matter what sport it is. So, but for Oregon, let's be honest, they have to. I want to say have to win this bargain because they're 2 games up on everybody. But for Washington, especially if they lose tonight at Arizona, Washington needs to beat Oregon to stay in the Pac-12 North race. Because if Washington loses to Oregon, regardless if they beat Arizona tonight, if they lose to Oregon, they'll be 3 games back of Oregon, with Oregon having a 2-game lead, win-loss record, and the head-to-head matchup. So it's a very important game for Washington. It's a very important game for Oregon. Because I believe Oregon's players, they don't want to win the Pac-12 North without beating Washington. But hey, Oregon beat Washington last year, and Washington still won the Pac-12 North. So you look at it that way. But it's a rivalry game. You're going to always want to beat your rival. And Oregon State's a rival too, but just outside of the state, Washington and Oregon has always been a rival. Pretty much since the 95 pick. My family didn't move to Oregon since 99. So you got that point. But Oregon gets a very good 43-3 victory. They stay unbeaten in the Pac-12. So Oregon, once again, moving ahead. Still in control of the Pac-12 North. Washington is next week. So once again, my name's been Jason from Cottage Grove, Oregon. This has been the Humpy Report, and go Ducks.